What is up, Fin fans? So, you can tell, we traded Kiko. I got a lot to talk about in today's video. So I'm gonna talk about the Kiko Alonso trade. We have claimed 5 players off of the waiver wire. Sorry, we put 5 players on practice squad and we cut 3. So essentially we cut 3, we need to cut 5 because we claimed 5. There's that. Then Brian Flores talked to the media. I'm going to talk about Brian Flores talking to the media. I'm going to tell you what Brian Flores had to say. But first, let's talk about the trade. Miami Dolphins send Kiko Alonso to the New Orleans Saints. And the New Orleans Saints send Vince Beigel. He's a linebacker to the Miami Dolphins. It's just a trade, 1-for-1. Kiko Alonso's contract was a little ridiculous, and the Dolphins had a hard time trading Kiko Alonso. And I think the fact that the Dolphins played the Saints in the last preseason game, they probably got to see Vince, this linebacker, play. So they were like, yeah, we like him, we'll take him. But again, his contract's hard. Kiko Alonso's contract was hard. I talked about that a few videos back when I was talking about potentially trading Kiko. It's a hard contract to trade because of the type of money. So instead of getting picks for it, we essentially just sent one, took the other, and we're good with that because we have enough draft picks for the next 2 years. But the sending of Kiko Alonso and the sending of Laremy Tunsil, Kenny Stills, the cuts of a bunch of players has freed up. This is the number so far, and this is the number with an estimated $199 million cap of next year, right? So essentially, every year the NFL league sees how much revenue they got, does all their math and stuff, and then tells the league how much the cap is. So it goes up like maybe 15-20 million a year. The estimated cap next year is $199 million. That's how much teams have to be under by, the beginning of the league year. So that's why there's some teams that are in negative millions and all that stuff, just for the people who don't understand what I meant by that. Next year, the Dolphins are projected to have $126 million in cap space. After the Kiko trade, after McDonald cut, after Tunsil trade, after Kenny Stills trade, $126 million. That's even after Xavier Howard's contract extension. That's even after Jakeem Grant's contract extension. $126 million and 13 draft picks. Now, a few of those draft picks we're waiting to see if we get the comp for Cameron Wake and Juwan James, but we're most likely going to get them. So the Miami Dolphins, again, do the trade. Then they claim 5 players. They claim Trent Harris, who was on the Miami Hurricanes. He was with New England last year, practice squad. Claim him because he was cut. Avery Moss, we claim from the Giants, another defensive end we claim. Linebacker Dion Lacey from the Bills. Cornerback Steve Parker from the Rams, and cornerback Ken Webster from New England. He was one of their 7th round picks this year. So we bring 5 on. We need to cut 5 because we were at 53 Saturday, and now we need to make the cuts. So we cut Adolphus Washington. We cut Zach Stirrup, which I was like, oh, all right. So we trade Laremy Tunsil, and now we're going to cut Zach Stirrup. Who the hell is going to play left tackle? And we cut Chris Myrick, the tight end. Now I'm hearing that they want to take him and put him on practice squad. That's what I'm hearing. But all the players that the Dolphins waived yesterday, none of them have been claimed. So I'm going to go run down a list of names that have been put on the practice squad. 2 of them haven't been on the Dolphins. The other 3 were on the Dolphins. One of them is Ruddick. I saw Ruddick go into the practice squad. The Dolphins signed him. The Dolphins obviously liked him. They put Ruddick on the practice squad. Nick Needham, he's been put to the practice squad. And Dwayne Hendricks, thankfully he didn't get claimed. He's now on the Dolphins practice squad. Again, they could still be taken from the Dolphins. Essentially, the way you would take someone off their practice squad is you'd have to put them on your 53-man roster. Some of these players can still be taken off the practice squad. Christian Sam and Gerald Willis have been put on the practice squad as well. Gerald Willis came from the Ravens. So we got 5 on the practice squad now. If they do put Neto on the practice squad, it doesn't go against the 11-player practice squad that will be put together. So there's another 6 that we could put on the practice squad. Nothing as of me making this video right now has been released about Isaiah Ford or any other receivers being put on the practice squad, but those are the 5 that have been put on the practice squad. So then let's talk about Brian Flores. Let's talk about what Brian Flores had to say. He had his press conference today, and you know for a fact he was going to be completely drilled about the trades and about tanking. Everyone's going to ask him, are you tanking? You're tanking. You're tanking, dude. You gave away this and you're tanking. You're tanking. Knock, knock. Who's there? You're tanking. So let's see what he had to say. The Kenny Stills trade, he said it wasn't political. And he says the terms of the trade you just could not turn down. Which I get. And I get the Kenny Stills trade for this reason. Again, not political. And again, the terms of the trade that they got offered, you don't turn that down. Kenny Stills wasn't going to be on the team maybe next year or the year after. With Preston Williams coming up, with Albert Wilson showing that he could play in the 4th preseason game, with Jakeem Grant showing that he's healthy, and even with Devontae Parker kind of still doing his thing, it shows that we have 4 very, very, very capable starting wide receivers. So Kenny Stills was very flexible, so he was traded. And again, Kenny Stills trade, I wasn't surprised nor was I upset about that. On the compensation, on getting 2 firsts, a second, and 2 players. He said you got to make that tough decision when you're sitting in this hot seat. So as the head coach, him and Chris Greer knew that when they traded Laremy Tunsil and when they traded Kenny Stills, they were going to get criticized and ridiculed heavily, not only from the media, not only from their peers. Even though a lot of their peers think the Dolphins made out, and a lot of their peers think that the Dolphins kind of took advantage of the Houston Texans not having a GM, and some people thought that the NFL was going to let this trade go through, which it officially did. But a lot of people thought that they were going to let the trade go through because of how ridiculous the Dolphins made out on this. So a lot of people think that the Dolphins kind of did a little bit of a douchey move, kind of taking advantage of them not having a GM, because they wanted Laremy Tunsil, and the Dolphins kept saying no, 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 no. And then finally the Texans were like 2 firsts and a second. The Dolphins were like, crap. I don't blame them. I don't blame them. On Dolphins tanking, which you all want to know. What did he have to say about the Dolphins tanking? If you didn't know what he said about the Dolphins tanking, then you don't know PR moves. But this is what he had to say about the Dolphins tanking. The game means a lot to me. I wouldn't disrespect the game with that tanking. We're not tanking, and we're going to try to win every game. It's a very coach, PR, even-keeled answer. He says he likes Tunsil, and he is a good player, but it's just too good to turn down. And a lot of you guys commented on Twitter. Again, follow me on Twitter. And a lot of you guys commented below when I was talking about the Tunsil trade that a lot of you guys were like, well, what if they give up 2 firsts? Would you give up 2 firsts and a second? And Jadeveon Clowney, would you really be able to turn that down? And I kept saying, no, I want him. But in all actuality, if you really think about it, they gave up 2 first-round picks and a second-round pick. Yeah, we gave up a 5 and a 7, a 6 and a 7, 5 and a 7. I think it's 5 and a 7. No, 5 and a 6. Sorry, 5 this year, 6 next year. Yeah, we gave that up. But they gave up 2 firsts and a second, which you normally give up for a quarterback, for a left tackle. That's going to cost him a lot of money. A lot of money. He wants to be the #1 left tackle paid in the NFL. Dolphins were like, we're just not in the business of doing that anymore, so we're going to trade you and get as much as we can. And they did. They did. They did. On trading, helping them win, he says we have a lot of good talent on this team, players on this team, which I agree. I just want to address that real quick. They did nothing to the defense. The defense has not been changed from the defense we saw hold the Jaguars to 7 points, hold the Bucks and all these other guys to barely any points. This starting defense, which we didn't even get to see the actual defensive play calls and stuff, still is intact and still is extremely dangerous. And if the offensive line can just hold it together, and if the offensive line can just do their thing and not choke it away, Dolphins can still win a good 5-6 games like I predicted. I'm going to do my schedule prediction that should be coming out either tomorrow or Tuesday, and then me and my dad's pick video will be out Wednesday. But again, I'll talk about certain games that the Dolphins could win. Dolphins could still win if the offense just helps the defense, because I think this defense is still really special. He says he feels good about their wide receivers and the O-line, because they're asking because Kenny Stills and Laremy Tunsil. If he still feels good about the O-line, he knows something we don't. He also said something that I'll address. He said it previously, but I'll address after I talk about the last 2 or 3 things that he addressed. He said Ross was very, very supportive of the move. Obviously, Ross wants to win, and we all know that to win and to change the culture, I said this on Twitter, if you want to stop being mediocre, and if you want to stop 8-8, 7-9, 6-10, 9-7, 8-8, 7-9, if you want to stop this, you kind of have to make some drastic like moves and some drastic changes and really like rip something out to put something better in. That's what the Dolphins are doing right now. That's why I said in my last video, you gotta trust the process, because it sucks. Don't get me wrong, it sucks. When I first read it, I was completely distraught. But to be better, you have to just, we've been stuck for the past almost 20 years here. If you want a constant 12-4, 14 and 2, you know, playoffs, division champs, conference champs, first round buys, you gotta make a drastic change. You have to take this mediocre stuff here and you have to completely tear it down and instill something better. That's what they're doing. It sucks. It really sucks as a fan base. It really hurts, but you gotta do it, because when you look at it, when we look back at this, we're like, that was needed, because we've been to 3 Super Bowls and it was needed. I'm telling you guys, I love this team. I will always love this team, and I'll never give up on this team. And I will always root for this team. That's all I'm gonna say. He indirectly kind of talked about Davenport and Isadora working towards being that left tackle backup. I honestly don't know who the left tackle is right now. The starting left tackle for Miami Dolphins, no idea. And they play the Ravens in 7 days. I have no idea who the left tackle is. And then he finally says they think we've got a good leadership, got a lot of guys who want to play with each other. Guys in that locker room will band together and they'll play together. This type of environment and this type of culture is really going to make this team stick with each other. The team that went 1-15 stuck together, and they banded together. Greg Camarillo and all that, you know, they banded together. We'll see what this team does. Again, I'm going to do my schedule prediction and my record prediction. It'll be released either tomorrow or Tuesday, but I'll break it down. I'm going to break down every game and I'll tell you how they'll win. And if I think they'll lose, I'll tell you why they'll lose. But yeah. So comment below. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know how you guys feel, how you guys doing. You know, there's another trade, but we saw this trade coming. There might be more moves. Comment below. Let me know how you guys feel. I want to hear from you guys. I want to see how you guys are doing. You know, my last video that I made, just 600 comments, and I'm trying to get through all the comments, to read all the comments, but 600 comments, like, you guys, it was probably my most liked video and almost my most disliked video, because I think I almost got 20-30 dislikes. I'm just telling you my opinion, and I love to hear your guys' opinions, so be sure to comment below. I'm really interested in seeing how you guys feel, how you guys are doing after digesting it for a day. Comment below, let me know what you guys think. Now, normally I pick one of you guys to be comment of the day, but this time I read like 90% of your comments. Again, I'm still getting to a bunch of other ones, and I'm getting a feel for how you guys are doing. I just want to address a few things. One, a lot of you guys asked me, like, who would you want to see the Dolphins claim in waivers? Well, Jackie Polite, the 3rd rounder from the Jets who got cut, he cleared waivers, which means he can sign with whoever he wants. And I initially was like, I kind of want to see the Dolphins go after him. But then I found out he had $100K in fines with tardiness and other infractions from the Jets. I don't know if that's the Jets just being tight sticklers or if he's super lazy and doesn't take this seriously. At first I wanted him, and then after hearing the $100K, I still kind of want him, but I'm like, it won't cost anything to go after him. So we'll see how they go, but I want to go after that. The other thing is a lot of you guys are bummed, and a lot of you guys are like how I said, just trust the process. And what I mean by trust the process isn't give your whole 100% faith in this team, but just let's see how this goes. Because like I said, we were so mediocre for almost 20 years about. Just here, we had the blips, 10-6, 11-5, you know, and then it was always here. It was always here, and to change that, we need to rip it out. So, like I said, I'm never giving up on my team. I will always be a Dolphin fan. I'm going to root for them every game this upcoming year. I'm not going to not watch the season because it's just, I love this team. And I honestly think they're still going to be super competitive. As much as, this is the thing. What did they change from preseason till now that would drastically make you, all the guys who think 11-5 playoffs, or even the guys I was talking to that are like 9-7, 8-8, 7-9, what has changed from then till now that would drastically make you think, oh my God, they're gonna suck? they lost their left tackle, barely played preseason, all right? Still saw, you know, a good amount of nice things in preseason without him there. What has changed? We still have the wide receiver core minus Kenny Stills. That's fine. We still have all our running backs. We kept most of our running backs. Defense, like I said, hasn't been touched. So, again, I'm going to break it down either tomorrow or Tuesday to give you guys my prediction of the season. But like usual, comment below. Let me know. Can't wait to hear you guys comment. Secondly, be sure to follow me on Twitter. I'm almost at 100K on Twitter followers, which thank you guys very much. A lot of you guys said that you guys made Twitter handles just to follow me, which you have no idea how much that means to me. But if you want, go check out my Twitter. That's where I can tweet things out initially, give you guys my instant reaction to things that happen, whether it's good or bad. My instant reaction is sometimes rash when then I sit down and think. Like with the Tunsil trade, I was very upset. So be sure to follow me on Twitter. Be sure to check out the Bit Boys. We got Detroit Becoming Human, new gameplay. That'll be coming out this week. I got some Madden that's going to be coming out. We're starting recording new games. We're kind of revamping the YouTube channel. So if you like video games, you like our sense of humor, go over, hit that subscribe button. If you don't know what it is, it's youtube.com/bitboys. My shirt. I also link it below. Give this video a thumbs up. I know this is a hard time, and I know a lot of people are like, I'm done with this team, or some people are like, I'm not watching this year. Just remember, what has changed from when everyone was gung-ho about the Dolphins at least being competitive till now? They lost their left tackle, their star left tackle. That's about it. Kenny Stills wasn't that big of a thing where people thought he was going to make or break the season. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, really didn't change much. So I still think they'll be competitive, and I don't think they're going 0-16. If you honestly think the Dolphins are going 0-16, I don't know what to tell you. The media thinks they're tanking. The media thinks they're going 0-16. I don't think they're going 0-16, not in the least bit. I also don't think they're tanking. I think, like I said, they're rebuilding, and they're doing it the harshest way possible. They're ripping that Band-Aid off because they want to get this process moving quickly. So be sure to give this video a thumbs up. Also, be sure to give this video a thumbs up. Sunday, we are playing the Baltimore Ravens. Let's see how this season goes. Let's start it off with the W. Will it happen? You'll find out tomorrow or Wednesday when I do my picks. Also, be sure to check out DolphinsTalk.com. Great site, great information there, great writers, great podcasts, other YouTubers. If you're new to this channel, hit that subscribe button. Road to 10K officially started, I don't know how long ago, but be sure to hit that subscribe button. I got a ton planned for you guys, ton of Dolphin stuff, even a ton of NFL stuff. Be sure to hit that button. Other than that, I'll see you guys real soon with my prediction video. Like usual, stay classy. If it's on.